Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Card Craft. Thanks for joining me again today. Quick little fold again for you today. 2 sheets, 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches. One is almost paper quality. This is just old packaging that I've got, so it's a grey colour, but it allows me to write on it. One is from a 6.5 by 6.5 inch paper pad. Okay, so with our first one, which is our plainer colour to write on, something to write on, because we want to give ourselves hidden journaling. So what we're going to do is from the left hand side, we're going to measure over, and I've got my little measurements here, we're going to measure over 3 5/8 of an inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is just, I'm going to go right down the bottom actually, which is just past your 3.5 inches, so 3 5/8. And then from the right hand side, we want to measure over 4 inches. Okay, little mark there, little mark there. If you need to put them on the top as well, put them on the top. What we're going to do with our left hand side is we're going to come all the way over to that mark that we made at 3 5/8, which is just here. So I'm just going to bring it straight over, put this corner on that mark, okay, crease it down so that that's straight, and then just crease straight up. Okay, give it a little bit of a crease with bone folder or something like that, just so it's got that nice crisp line. Open it back out. With the right hand side, we're measuring all the way over to that mark that we made 4 inches across. Doing exactly the same thing, sitting that down on that 4 inch mark, going across, and then using our finger to go all the way up. Okay, so that we've got that. How hard was that? This one, we're now going to fold down these flaps. So our 2 flaps we're going to fold down on each other. We don't want to go all the way into that crease. We just want to allow it to come out just a little bit. So don't go all the way in, otherwise it makes it a little bit too bulky in there. So straight down like that. Give that a crease as well. Same on this side. Well, it might be easier if you go that way. I know it is for me. I'm putting my fingernail there so I know where that one is, and I'm moving it just over a little bit. Down. If you need to ink these lines, these fold lines, do that. It means that you can see them a little bit easier. So what we've got left with is that. Okay. Now, these ones I'm actually going to chop off. Actually, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. So I'm going to go on to this one, which is our top one. And in a minute, I'll show you what it is we're actually making. I like this picture, and all of this will become clear in just a moment. So with this one, we still want the 6.5 inches at the top, but we need to trim it down to about 6 inches so that it's going to give us 1/4 inch each side smaller than this one. Okay, so we're just going to take off 1/2 inch from up here. Now my grid is in 1/2 inch increments, so I'm just going to chop off 1/2 inch, and I will use that, so don't throw that away. Find my knife, straight down there, set it to the side, don't lose it. And then we've got this one. Okay, so what we're going to do with this one is fold it all back out again and sitting it down on here. So you can see now that this piece, if you sit it directly where top and bottom, you'll see that you've got 1/4 inch either side. So this one is from a paper pad, so it's a little bit thicker. Now, if you find it's easier to actually score your lines, score your lines. I find that for me, it was just easier to hang on to it, turn it over, make sure you're still straight, fold this one over, put your ruler on the end of your fold, lift up. So you can see that this one's got a lot more tension in the fibres because it's a thicker sheet. We're going to fold that straight over. Crease that one down. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same with this side. Sitting that down. Lifting it up. Folding it over. Now, don't use something that is too thick. I've been making these for a little while, and I'm doing a purple album, and I tried to do it in a thicker cardstock for that, and it's way too thick. It looked great, but it was just too thick and too bulky, so go back to something a little bit thinner. Now, we're going to trim off this one, and then these ones are going to fold over. Again, you could leave this on here and just, hang on, we'll straighten ourselves back up a bit. You could just do exactly the same thing. Set that on there. Lift it up. Fold it over it. But it's added extra bulk. Okay, so you've got extra bulk in here. So I found it's easier just to trim this off. Now I'll show you what it is we're making. You ready? We're making these little guys. Now, these come with their own little belly band. The one I'm making at the moment for us will actually be attached into my purple journal, and the belly band will be adhered in so that when they slide out of the page like that. So this one, I've got it all there. You've got all this as journaling, and you've also got that as journaling if you want. They sit back together, they fold over, right goes in, left goes over, and it all just goes back onto its belly band. Go that way. It is easier going that way. Now, so I wanted to have a couple of them done up for you. So there was that one. I made a different colour one. I've just been using odd paper pad papers that I had literally sitting around. So this one, what I've done with this one is I've trimmed this edge off and I've glued this down so you've only got the one section. You could always lift this up in here, but it just kept it together. You didn't have to keep trying to rearrange it as you went. So with our next one, I'm going to trim off my edges, but not glue. And then I've got 3 different ways to show you. So we're just literally going to sit that here, trim that off. Told you it was easy. There's one. Doing the same with this one. I haven't used a scoreboard. I haven't used glue at this stage. Sitting this one back inside. No, it's not. Sitting this one back inside our paper pad one. Okay. So that they fold over, and they fold over like that. This one will of course fold over. Give that a crease. And this one is, I'm going to get a smaller ruler. And this one will fold over this one. If you're an inker, ink away at this stage. I'm just going to fold that over to see that this is still sitting nice and flat. So what we've got is this lovely border going down. If you find, now that one's going to work, if you find they're slotted a little bit, just give them a bit of a trim. I know I did with those ones. So really, how hard? I'm going to ink that because that's what I do. That's what I do. Now I want to ink the inside of this one because I see the inside of this one. It is for journaling. You could still also pop another large tag through them as well. That will look really, really nice. So it's just getting a light ink just to highlight my edges. And down in that one. Very lightly. Now, on the outside, I need this bit done. Because we're seeing that bit just there. And we're seeing that edge just there. Same with this one. Down there. Down there. So that's that one, goes left over right. This one, all we're seeing really is this edge and our outside edges. So, down there, and the outside. Now I want those ones, and I want that one. There we go, it's inked. So, sliding that one back in there like that. That'll fold over there, that'll fold over there, and down, done. Now, when we're doing, let's say we want to pop some lines in there, again, we'll stamp. I've got a stamp sitting here because I pulled it out before. Better grab a stamping mat. I'm going to go that way because it's easier to see. Again, it's just a lined one. When you're folding this, you'll notice, you're going from about there. You won't see from there down. So I don't want that stamp to go above that area. Get rid of some of these. I'm just going to use black. And I'm not, with this one, going to put that top line in. Okay. Let's see where I'm at. That one. And now I want that top line because I just need to put a piece of paper under that because I need to join my lines up. And I think I'm over that, aren't I? I don't know with the way I'm sitting. There we go. Look at that. So I've got my journaling space in there now. Move that, and that. That one can go back in. Yep, and you can't see your journaling lines until you actually undo it. As I said before, if you want, you can glue those bits down. Otherwise, the whole thing can be taken out and you've got all that as secret journaling as well. It's up to you. So that's that. Now, to put our little belly band around it. As I said, keep your little 1/2-inch strip that you had from your paper pad. Now, I had with this paper, it's a larger sheet to start with. I think it's an 8x8. So I just chopped it down. I've got a thinner piece here somewhere, like that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this. Both edges, just so that it highlights it up a little bit. And then that's going to get stuck on there like so. A little bit of glue. Lovely. Picking that up without getting too gluey-fied. Giving yourself just a little bit of a border. Otherwise, pop it on and you can always cut your border, but I find it's easier to glue it on that way with a little bit of a border already on it, and then you're only having to trim the other bits. So down there at this stage, we will trim off a little bit of this in length, but to start with, it will be the full band. I need a longer one. Okay. By eye. Right, so there is my belly band. How hard was that? All out of one sheet of paper pad, small paper pad, and one bit of scrap, which was literally packaging scrap. So, and they're so quick and easy to make. They really are. This one's going to go on here like so. I'm having this back big, well, I could always have the flowers on there. Most of this is going to be changed. Let's do it this way. Normally I will sit my belly band on there and fold straight round. But because this one's got this, we might like a little bit of that showing. I'm just going to fold it straight round. Make sure you've got him on there straight. That's come out the other end straight. And you want, when it's being attached, just on it so that it comes out, slides out, it can be fairly tight. When it's going into your book, so mine's going into this page just here on my purple journal. When it's going into the page like that, and the belly band will be holding it down, my belly band will be stuck there, you know, and like that. It needs to be a little bit larger so that you've got room to manoeuvre it to get it in. You don't want to make it too tight. So just sit that back on there like that, making sure I'm straight again. Yep. So instead of really tightening that over, I'm just going to make it there and then squeeze that out just a tad. Just a mil or so. Making sure all that's even. Right. That one will go on top of that one. As I said, normally I have that on the back, but because of this little piece, so I'm going to chop that off about there. And just because I've chopped it off, you won't see it. Okay, so there's my belly band. That can be adhered down. Work out where you're going with it. It's about there. Oh, that cut's nice and straight, isn't it? Not. Make sure you're straight as it's gluing down. Just hold him down a bit. Make sure it's not all glued on the inside and you haven't glued it together. When you go to put them in, always go from the bottom as well. That way you can squeeze this little guy a little bit. That'll just slide up there like that. It's a little bit looser than I normally do, as I said before, because it's going to be attached to that. Before I attach it, I want to decorate it. It's so much easier to do it all here while I've got it sitting there and I can see round about what I want. I know I want some butterflies to keep that going, and I've pulled out a selection of butterflies, and I pulled out some pink ones and some bigger ones and a purple one, and then I found that, which quite ties in with it as well. But of course it needs something else on it, whether we have a longer piece, because now we've got that. So let me have a think. I need. Let me have a look at the rest of my doobie, and we'll always go back to the journal that it's going in if you're doing things like that. So I've got bits of pink in this journal anyway. It is mostly purples and butterflies, flowers, have a bit of lace. Let me have a think. So I can pop in more of my wording. So I've got belly bands in here waiting to have things popped in them. And as per normal with me, I never just decorate in the one spot. I flick around everywhere and then go back and fill in areas and all the rest. We might go something like that, I'm thinking. Let's have a look. So what I want, something like this will work really well in there. He will sit nicely on there. Let's just go for it. Oh, hang on. Let's just go there. Take that one off for now. Go that way. Like so. See how wide we want that. I reckon it's only going to be needed. This stage I'm just going to go there. And I'm going to scrumple this as I go. Okay. It's up to you how you decorate them. I'm liking that. And here we go. My standard. I think my scissors need cleaning. See what I mean about having it sitting on there so that you can see the full finished picture as you go, instead of, you know, working on your belly band, sitting it back on that, etc, etc. I actually want that over there. That works with those. Alright, so what I want is a little bit of double-sided tape, and hence why my scissors are always so gunky. Don't need much. Alright, that's just held down my cheesecloth. Well, that didn't work wonderfully well, did it? Let's see what we can find. So that I don't actually get all over my fingers this time. How's that? Yes, I'm still a little bit croaky. Turned out I had COVID. So yes, it's why I was feeling so yucky. But I'm on the mend now and back at it, and my brain is functioning again. So I was really happy with that. Now I'm liking that there. Still think I want something else. I'm wondering, I'm just looking at that actually. A stamped butterfly up the top of that would look nice too, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. See, this was meant to be my quick one. Yes, I know, I've got sidetracked. Ah, I do all the time, don't I? What am I looking for? Butterflies. None of those ones will work. Let's have a look. Even that big one would work nicely. So, if he is on the inside of that, you will see that. Goes into my bit of my lines, but I'm not overly concerned with that. So let's have a look. I had to put the lid back on that. Colour? Anybody got any ideas? Let's peel that one off. I'm going to go upside down with that, just so, and flatten it out, just so I can really see exactly where I'm going so that it's halfway and right at the top. That would be nice, but it's not going to show up on that, so we better just stick with our black. All right. Just like that. Right up near the top. And look, he's right on that top line. Ha! Beautiful. So now when we shut that, yeah, look at him in there. That looks nice. Somewhere in here, I'll have a belly band. So I'm going to put it on the wrong way because that's what I'm used to. You've all talked me into the other way. And there we go. How's that? How hard was that? So for that, I'm just going to use my double side. No, probably don't. Let's just go with the glue. Let's see where this gun goes to. So it's going to go from there to about there. See, there's not much of that showing now anyway, is there? We did all that lovely work in turning that around, and now there's hardly anything showing in it. Going up a little bit, like so. Get rid of that glue. Right, but I do want to glue this into my plate, into my page. So on the back here, like that. And another page in this journal has been done. I only picked this journal back up again yesterday. Hadn't been doing it. It was that one, wasn't it? Actually, I'm going to put it on that one because it's thinner. It's a thicker paper and it's going to hold it better. Right, so we're just going to hold that down. And I'm going to slide this out just to make sure that that's not getting any glue on it. And then I can close that while it dries, and then I can go back and slide that in. So I hope you like those. As I said, a really quick little cool fold. They make great little ones. As I said before, pop some tags in them too, and that way they're a pocket, they're a tag, they're a secret journaling, all these bits. And I've used a piece of paper from a paper pad and some packaging. So once again, thanks guys. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.